G'day guys and welcome to episode 7 of the Swoopers, the DFR racing show, and it is Melbourne Cup Day, one of the best days of the year, if not the best day of the year for punters around Australia. I'm Tim from Before You Bet, or from Twitter at Tim_tips, and I'm going to be taking you through all the selections from the DFR team for Melbourne Cup Day, where hopefully we can find a few winners for you involved in your SportChamps tournaments. It's the race that stops the nation, of course. We've got a field of 24. It's not an easy race, but there is plenty of value to be found, and we'll be having a look at all the teams' best bets from both Melbourne and Sydney. Now, SportChamps have the following tournaments for you to get involved in on Melbourne Cup Day. We've got two $10,000 tournaments with a $50 buy-in each. They're exclusive to Flemington and Randwick, and you get the choice of one rebuy or no rebuys. We have two $5,000 tournaments for $20 buy-ins. Again, a choice of no rebuy or one rebuy, and they are for all metropolitan tracks, so not just limited to Flemington or Randwick. And finally, we have a $3,000 tournament for the $2 punters. You can throw your $2 into the $3,000 pool, and you get a maximum of 10 rebuys. So if you get knocked out 9 times, well, you've got a 10th time to enter that tournament. If you're keen for some help throughout Melbourne Cup Day, as always, be sure to jump on the DFR website and check out the Swoopers article where you can find my selections along with the rest of the Swoopers who have done all the form for all the tracks on Melbourne Cup Day. Let's get into a big Tuesday and find some winners for you, and we're going to kick off with my selections first and foremost, as always. And my best bet comes up in race number 3 at Flemington. It's a horse called One More Try. It's number 2, and it's currently a $6.50 chance, been backed in from bigger odds already. I'm really keen on this horse. I think the value there at $6.50 is terrific. Damien Oliver jumps on the ride today. It's third up from a spell, draws barrier 1. It was the only horse to break 12 seconds in the final 200 metres last start behind a horse called Spanish Reef. Now, Spanish Reef then came out on Saturday and ran third in Group 1 company. So the form stood up, and I think this horse is ready to peak. Ollie goes on board. It's going to be very hard to beat, and I think $6.50 is a terrific price. And if any rain comes, it's going to enhance her chances even more. My best value bet at Flemington comes up in race number 5. It's horse number 5, Santorini Summer at $9. This is trained by Mark Kavanagh and ridden by Craig Williams. It's first up from a spell here. I reckon they've deliberately targeted this race during Cup Week. Mark Kavanagh loves a winner during Cup Week. This horse has had 2 starts. It ran second on debut and then beat a handy horse called Garner on its second start in Adelaide. It meets Garner again here, and I just think, she's still relatively unexposed with their form, and I'm expecting her to run a really big race here, fresh. That's race number 5, horse number 5, Santorini Summer. My tip for the last, the Get Out Stakes at Flemington, race number 10 on the card is number 5, Zeelong. It's a $3.60 favourite at the moment. It comes off 2 impressive victories. Overall, it's won 3 of its 4 starts. Last start, it won by 5 lengths, and prior to that, it beat a horse called Lil Contra, who then came out and ran 4th in the Coolmore Stud Stakes on the weekend. So I think that form's very good. Drawing barrier 1 here over the 1,400 metres to end the day. I think she'll push forward. She'll probably lead from that barrier, and she'll take plenty of running down to close out the day. We'll get into Stu Browns tips, and his best bet is over in Sydney. He's heading to Randwick. Race number 3 at Randwick, horse number 3, Dirty Work. It's trained by the Hawks stable, ridden by Josh Parr. This horse ran 2 lengths 4th in the Roman Consul Stakes last start. That's a Group 2 event. It drops back to maiden company today. You'd think 2 lengths in a Group 2 back to maiden company would be very strong form, and it looks a very tough horse to beat over in Sydney. That's race 3, number 3, Dirty Work. It's $2.70 favourite at the moment. Stu's best value bet of the day, he's coming back to Melbourne, and he's in race number 3 at Flemington, horse number 2, One More Try. I've just outlined all the reasons to back it, and Stu got on the early odds of around $9. As I mentioned, it's going to be very hard to beat, and if you manage to snap up $9, good luck to you. His tip in the last at Flemington, race number 10, is the stablemate of Zeelong. It's horse number 4, Pretty Brazen, another one trained by Tony and Calvin McAvoy. She's won her last 2 starts, hit the line really well in both of them. And look, if she brings that kind of form here, she'll be hitting the line hard again, and pretty tough to beat at around $6. They've certainly got a tough, a very strong hand in the last race at Flemington to the McAvoy stable. Moving on to Frenchy's tips, his best bet of the day is race number 6 at Flemington, horse number 1, Jamaican Rain. It's a $4 chance at the moment. Damien Oliver in the saddle. Didn't get much luck first up. Draws a bit better today, and certainly if there is any rain on the day, it'll only enhance her chances. She's an absolute mutter, and she should prove hard to beat on her best form. It's just whether she's going her best at the moment, but Cory thinks she is, and it's his best bet of the day. That's race 6, number 1, Jamaican Rain. Cory's best value bet of the day comes up in race number 9 at Flemington, horse number 4, Milwaukee. It's close to double-figure odds. It's around $9.50 or $10 at the moment. It's first up from a spell here. It's got a terrific record at this track and distance. It's had 6 starts at the track and distance for 3 wins and 2 second placings. The stable had a winner down the straight to close out the day on Derby Day on Saturday, And certainly first up down the straight, he's going to take some beating. That's horse number 4, Milwaukee, at $9.50. Frenchy in the last at Flemington, he's gone for one at huge odds. So you value players out there looking for something to finish off the day in the tournaments, throw in number 8, Excused, at $31, according to Frenchy. It's going to be very hard to beat. This filly ran midfield in the Edward Manifold Stakes last start. The format of that race is very good. The likes of Fascino and Miami Bound have both come out of that race and gone on to win. She wasn't far off them, and if she brings that kind of form to this race, she's certainly going to be hard to beat. $31 looks over the odds, and Frenchy thinks that you should be throwing her in your tournaments for SportChamps. Finally, we get to Big Hef selections. He's gone for plenty of value this week, punters. You'll be stoked with Big Hef. He's got a $1.80 best bet, a $4.60 best value bet, and a $3.60 chance in the last to get you out. So make sure you're paying attention to these selections. His best bet of the day is horse number 3, Shared Ambition, in race number 4 at Flemington. It's had 2 starts in Australia. It's won both of them very easily. All it needs to do is repeat that kind of form up to 2,800 metres, and it's going to win this with a leg in the air. You're currently getting around $1.75, $1.80 for that. Looks a good banker for the day. His best value bet of the day, he claims there was more than $4.60 available earlier, but it's race number 8, horse number 17, Juniper. It's been racing in Sydney lately. It comes back to Melbourne here. It had no luck whatsoever last start and still hit the line very hard to finish 3rd. And prior to that, it had no luck in the Epsom handicap. Now, we've seen the Epsom form stand up. The likes of Colding and Tiakau Shark are 2 very good horses that have since come out and run well from that race. And so Juniper would only have to repeat that sort of form to be very hard to beat in race number 8 at Flemington. Finally, in the get out, Hef's with me. He's with number 5, Zilong, in race number 10 at Flemington. As I've mentioned, Tony and Calvin McAvoy train this filly. She's won 3 of her 4 starts and is going to prove very hard to beat. It's going to be a huge day of racing. I'll be covering it all before you bet. You can follow me on Twitter at Tim_tips. I suppose I should give you the winner of the Melbourne Cup. I think it's going to be Il Paradiso. Aidan O'Brien trains it. Wayne Lorden rides it. It's around a $14 chance. Hopefully can get the money. We're back on Oaks Day to do it all again here on the Swoopers. In the meantime, head to the DFR website and check out the article, and we'll catch you back for Oaks Day on Thursday.